HHS XMS is an identity federation platform that allows integrated relying parties to define an external user authentication user experience that aligns with their particular application's requirements and security risk profile. XMS offers several authentication mechanisms, including a catalog of integrated credential service providers servicing multi-factor authentication use cases, as well as native authentication of hardware-based credentials, such as federally issued PIV-and-CAT cards or FIDO tokens. The user will be asked to self-select the authentication mechanism from those that are displayed as available to them and will be redirected to the credential service provider to perform authentication. At this stage, the user will be prompted to present the first of the two factors of authentication, most commonly a knowledge-based authenticator, such as username and password. And once that is presented, the user will be asked to provide the second form of authentication, which is configurable by the end user and can include anything from SMS-based one-time passwords to FIDO tokens, or in this case, a code generation application 6-digit code. Once the second factor has been presented to the credential service provider, the user will be redirected back to XMS via one of the two primary identity federation protocols, SAML or OpenID Connect, and the user will be logged into the target application. In this case, the user has logged in directly to XMS and is able to perform a few different activities from the XMS homepage. For example, from the My Profile page, the XMS user is able to build out their XMS profile by linking additional credentials, such as hardware-based credentials like a PIV-or-CAT card, or credential service provider accounts such as through OneCosmos, in addition to elevating their identity assurance level to level 2 by initiating identity proofing to get verified name information for the user. The user can add additional applications for which they would like to log into from the app management page. In this case, the user is able to add Marshfield Health Clinic, and because there is no level of approval configured, that application is added to the user's XMS account immediately as long as they meet the baseline requirements for the application. Now, in typical scenarios, 95+% of the user events associated with XMS are envisioned to occur within an authentication flow. So you can imagine a user is attempting to access the patient share application directly. In that case, the user would access the patient share application, be redirected to XMS, and authenticated. Here, the user has an existing session with XMS, so XMS identifies the user and identifies that they have access to patient share and meet the baseline requirements and issues a response back to patient share, authenticating that user and logging them into the system. In summary, XMS offers end users a single profile that is interoperable and can have multiple different forms of credentials associated with it. That single profile can be identity proofed to an IAL2 level through our integrated identity proofing partners in order to meet the requirements of downstream applications, and that single profile can be leveraged to authenticate to multiple relying parties who've integrated with XMS. To relying parties, XMS offers a single point of integration, allowing relying parties to concentrate on their program's mission by removing the overhead involved in a constant evaluation, implementation, and maintenance of integrations with a single or several credential service providers.